Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Miss Justice, 1111. Number one in here tonight. Much love, PG. Prayers and love. Hey, girl, prayers and love to you and yours as well. God bless. You got this gal of justice. Amen. And Soaring Free, number two. All right. There you go, girlfriend. There you go. Number two tonight. Number three, chocolate covered pickle. There we go. Um, Blessings, Mama PG. Prayers and love. Good to see you all. Aw, God bless you. God bless you, hon. Love and prayers to you and yours as well. I appreciate that. And let's see who number four is. Hold on, give me a minute. I'll find number four. Oh, there we go. Hi, good baby. There we go. He said, good evening, Mama PG. How is the baby doing? Just fine. Just fine. It is doing wonderful. Trust me. Um, and let's see who else is in here tonight. Girl, you was number four in here. Amen. Much love. And let's see. Ladybug, how you doing tonight? Ruby Rainmaker. Michelle, how you doing? Australia. There you are, girlfriend. I see you. And let's see who else is down through here. Oh, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Love and prayers for summer. Amen. Hey D, how you doing, girl? Good to see you in here. A4K, how's it going? Foster, how you doing tonight, sweetie? Good to see you. Texas Blue, Patty Ponytail, Parker. Good to see everybody coming in. Caroline. Oh, don't let me forget Jessica. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, PG Enchantments. Love to everyone. Hey, girl, much love to you. You know it. Let's see who else is in here. Brenda, how you doing? I hope I say this right. Nyla, how you doing, sweetie? Hello, all. Candus is a habitual liar. Right? In my opinion. Amen. You know, I think she's one too. That ain't my opinion. That's the truth. Right? That's the truth. Bear with PG. I've got a I got a cold or season allergies. I ain't sure what the hell it is. But I got something going on. Hey, PG and Chad. Hey, Deborah. How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Hey, Texas Blue. Don't want to miss you. Oh, I appreciate that. You guys got to bear with me and my voice tonight because it is raspy. Um, please hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely. Absolutely. Please do. If you haven't, it helps keep the children out here. And subscribe. Subscribe if you ain't. Um, it helps them, the children as well. We got to do everything we can to help these kids, right? So please do. Hey, Linda, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Or Lisa. I don't know why I called you Linda. I know we got Linda in here. That's probably why. Hey, Ladybug, how you doing? Melody, how you doing? Caroline. All right, I think I'm at the bottom here. Hey, Lynn, how you doing, sweetie? Hey, PG and everyone. Hey to you, Chris. I don't want to miss you. Good to see you guys. All right. I'm going to get right to it tonight. I'm going to get right to it because the do tell is all about the Christmas tree lighting, right? And I like to give Jinkies a hand. I want to give her a hand, right? We want to give Jinkies a big hand. Absolutely. It was incredible. She did a beautiful job. Um, three trees this year, all in different places. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think it's wonderful. The people who went out and helped her do everything to make that happen. And Chillbilly, Ryan, I know me and Ryan don't get along, but you know what? I would sure appreciated him being there at a time he is really needed. The Lord puts you where you're needed, and that's where Chillbilly and him was to be able to handle Dawn. I guess Dawn got real ugly. He got real ugly, right? At the tree lighting. I think that's what they went there for. In my opinion. Okay, it's not my opinion. That's what they went there for. Dawn and Candus showed up because, they wanted to play their little games, which they do. And, it's always, they play the good and evil, right? Candus tries to play the victim, and Dawn, he's the monster. And, and that's how they got it going right now. Dawn's a big monster, and Candus needs protection. And, let me tell you, this is what I want to say. And I really feel that it needs to be said. Don Wells was not the one at the horse pond on June 15th, 2021. Okay? He wasn't the one, in the vehicle taking videos of Summer propped up on milk jugs, looking on a light, which I believe she was. He wasn't the one in that vehicle with this child, propped up on milk jugs. And Don Wells was not the one hanging around with Dee Dee, where Dee Dee was needing to run in and out of hospitals a few times before she couldn't run in and out of a hospital at all, right? Don Wells wasn't the one there making a choice whether to call 911 or not. He wasn't the one there making a choice to do CPR to save this woman's life or not. He wasn't the one there poking her to make sure she was definitely no longer alive. There you go. Let us take that in consideration. Let us take that in consideration when we want to, act like somebody's a victim. Because Candus ain't no fucking victim. That's, trust me. I'm not going to say in my opinion because I know the bitch ain't. She's no victim. Trust and believe me. She is no victim. Don Wells is in more danger being with Candus than Candus is with fucking being with Don Wells. I'm just putting that out there, for everyone to understand. I'm not here. I am not here for Don Wells. I'm not here for Candus. I'm not here for Grandis. I'm not here for Jody, Susan, Andes. I'm not here for Fred Heels and Laura's. I'm not here for Chad Arnold's, Marlena Crawford's, Ricky Crawford. I'm not here for none of these motherfucking people. None of them. No, I am not their friend. Ain't gonna act like it either. I'm here for Summer Moon Utah Wells, victim. I'm here for Dee Dee, possible victim, which sounds like she is a victim. If I have to say possible victim or victim, I'd say victim. To Candus. Those are the people I'm here for. I'm here for Cotton Simpson, right? I'm here for Cotton Simpson, victim. Those are the people I'm here for. I'm here for these people who I truly believe went out of this world way too soon at the hands of pure evilness. At the hands of pure evilness. And I am here to try to do everything I can to help these victims put the pieces in the puzzle to figure out exactly what happened to them so they can be brought home, the ones that have it, and justice served for all of them. Justice be gotten for them all. You know, that's why I'm here. I ain't here for anything more, anything less. That's just the way it is. And I have no problem at all saying what needs to be said, right? I have no problem doing that. You know, I don't have a dog in the race. I don't have a dog in the race. Those mother freakers ain't no friend of mine. Them bunch of damn suspects. And I don't give a shit about click, likes, and views, right? I have no reason to be a turd pop sucker. I ain't looking to gain nothing except these people to get justice and Summer to get found, brought home, laid to rest respectfully, the way she should have been long ago. That's all I'm doing. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less out here. So, I just want to remind people who was at that swimming hole on June 15th, 2021. And I just want to remind everybody who was at Dee Dee's house with all the gain, nothing to lose, not doing a damn thing to save this woman's life that I truly believe could have been saved. Had 911 been called, CPR would have been started, and things would have took a different path instead of the path it took, right? Just saying. I mean, you gotta be a cold-hearted mother freaker to sit there and be able to watch someone freaking go out of this world without trying to do something to save them. You gotta be a special kind of fucking evil to be able to sit there and do fucking nothing. Right? Does Candus always do what Candus is told? Does Candus always do what Candus is told? Hell no. Hell no, she don't always do what she's told, right? Because she was told, I'm sure, many times to clean her fucking house up, to clean her ass up, to clean her habits up, to be a better person, a better parent, and everything else. But she didn't do it now, did she? But you're going to sit there and tell me that, oh, she didn't call 911 because that's what Dee Dee wanted. I on the phone, called her husband and wanted him to come home and take her to the hospital, right? Get home, husband, take me to the hospital. Come on, Fred. I'm not feeling good. Something's wrong. I need to go to the hospital. That tells me Dee Dee wanted to live, right? But certain people sat and said, oh, well, she had do not resuscitate anyway. She had, she was a donor and she had do not resuscitate anyway. So that made it okay for Candus to just stand back and, and watch her dwindle out of the world and not do a fucking thing to help her. Right? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm going to tell you something. The very person that shit came out of their mouth, the very person that said that, I wonder how they feel if it was their turn and somebody just watched and got no help. Right? Just sit there and watch. How would they feel? Oh, why should you do anything? You know, they might have been a donor. They might have been a do not resuscitator. So why call 911? Why try to help them, stay in the world? They may have been like that. Let me get a stick. Let me get a stick and poke them. Let me poke them. Make sure that the only thing left behind is this carcass. Right? Let me get a stick and poke it. We got to be sure. We got to be sure. I don't think they like that. I don't think they like it. Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Peas in a pod. You got that, honey. I have to agree with you 150% on that one. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. There was she supposedly had no resuscitation, no do not resuscitate. Is what, is what I'm gonna tell you something. I thought the people we cover, you know, I thought the people we cover, like Don and Candus, Leilani Simons, all of these people that were out here, Megan Boswell case. I thought that, these are the bad evil people. These are the bad evil people, right? These are the suspects, the evil ones. And I thought true crime community, we're all on the same page, for the victims, support the victims, find the victims, do all the good stuff for the victims. And God be with us in doing it all. May God bless us for for the good work we do. I thought, man, this is a wonderful, community, which it is. It is. But it has a lot of evil in it. It has, I'm going to tell you, it's got some evil in it. Some evil in it, just as evil as Don and Candus, if you ask me. there is, some haters, some real haters, some real evil haters in this community out here, acting like, they care about missing people, and all they care about is their self. They're self-absorbed, self-centered, self-seeking, just fucking selfish, right? They're all of these things. And I don't know how they live with themselves, but they do. I don't know how Don and Candus live with themselves, but they do. I don't know how any of these people that can do such evilness to another human being can live with themselves, I mean, humans should be all light and love. That's what God wants us to be, is all light and all love, all kindness, all caring, patient. He wants us to be patient. Patience is, patience is like gold. It's like gold. It can't be bought. It's something that it's a gift from God. Either you get it or you don't. It's a gift from God. A lot of people don't know that, but it's a gift. Everything's a gift. If you got it, it's a gift from God. You need to thank Him. He controls all things, and He gives you what He wants you to have, and He doesn't give you what He don't want you to have. Okay? That's the way it is. Humans think that they rule the world. Humans think that, they give themselves everything. They control it all. No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm going to tell you, how many times have you went somewhere and didn't get what you wanted? A lot. How many times have you got things you didn't think you would get, but you did? A lot. That's God. That's God. How many times have you went to get something you didn't get? You were all upset, and later you got something better because God had something better for you. But you didn't know that. You didn't know that because you didn't think about that. You didn't think about, hey, if I don't get it, I'm not going to get upset about it because God controls all things. And if He didn't give it to me, then He's got something better for me. I'll be patient. I'll wait. And just walk off, smile, and take your happy ass and move on. And be happy because you know God's got something better. You wasn't supposed to have that. Maybe, maybe it was going to be bad luck to you. Maybe God saved you from something by not giving it to you. Or maybe He just had something better. But you should have thanked Him and walked off. And just know that God controls all things. But a lot of humans don't do that. They don't even think about doing it. I don't know why. But this world, you're supposed to be all good, not evil, not bad. I hear all these people talking about, all this hatred, all this hate. I just look at them and shake my head. Because I think to myself, you know what? The only people going to get into heaven are the people who know how to love one another. You don't know how to love one another. You don't know how to care about one another. You don't know how to get along with other people. Well, you ain't going to get in a pearly gate. You ain't getting there, you guys. I don't want to bust on in Candus's bubble. But, all this evilness ain't getting them in a pearly gate. I don't want to bust, the turd pop suckers bubble. But when you're hating on people, for suspects, instead of, rallying behind the community out here that are for the victims, you probably ain't getting in heaven. Just saying. You can't be hating. You can't be hating on other people. You can't have some sick obsession with other people. You can't, and who's next? And who's next? Who's next? Who's the next victim? Because I'm going to tell you what, the way they showed up at that tree lighting, honey, let me tell you, there's another victim. They got somebody else on their mind. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 1 in that chat if you agree, because there's somebody else. Oh, I'm going to tell you, Don and Candus, I'm going to tell you, this is getting scary. This is getting scary out there, man. Because they showed up they showed up with a vengeance. They showed up, they didn't show up to be nice. They didn't show up to be nice. Matter of fact, Candus had an attitude. She showed up with a fucking attitude. Trust and believe me. I seen it. I seen it. I know it. So, who's next? I'm going to tell you that right now. Somebody's next. 100%. Just, next, right? I tell you that right now. Oh, yeah. Jinkies, Candus. I'm going to tell you, old girl came in there. Her and Don came in there. Don carried it out. Candus backed out. She backed out, in order to get exactly what she got. Right? What she got? A bunch of turd pop suckers sucking up, right? And Don, he carried out what they came there to do. You know, he just carried it. He's like motherfuckers. We didn't come here to kiss up. We came here to tell these people, stay off our damn property. Stop coming up there. Stop coming around. Stop, just stop the bullshit. Just stop the bullshit. Quit coming up here. Quit leaving your flyers and all your stuff all around the bottom of our property, drawing attention to our address, drawing attention to us in a way we don't want. Just stop it. You bring it up here, we're going to tear it down, we're going to throw it in the garbage, because it ain't going to be no more. It ain't going to be no more. We don't want everybody singling us out, knowing the situation. We don't want people driving by saying, hey, there's that house right there. I don't know why them two fuckers ain't in jail already. Oh, that's that little girl went missing. Yeah, and those sickos are still living up there. They ain't allowed to have no kids up there either. No, didn't you hear about it? Didn't you hear about it? Didn't you hear about the woman after the kids got took? Their kids got took. Woman brought a kid up there. Child Protective Services said, we didn't take kids away from here so you could bring more on the hill. You bring them up there again, they're going to get took too. You keep the kids away from there. Little girl went missing here. Number one suspects, mommy and daddy. Grandma. Ain't going to be no kids up there. They ain't allowing no kids up there. You didn't hear it? No. Yeah. Don don't want that talk. He don't want that. He don't want that recognition. He don't want that deterrence upon him and Candus up there. He wants all that stuff gone. He wants his house to look just like everybody else's. So when somebody comes down through there, they don't see nothing. It don't come to mind. They don't see nothing. They won't be saying nothing. That's their logical thinking. Right? That's their logical thinking. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Pot of gold. Might be why it's your name. You're absolutely right. They ain't got nothing to hide. Why do they care? Let me tell you. That just shows they're even more guilty, right? Ripping all the stuff down, throwing it away, not wanting nothing around the bottom of their property. That signifies they got a missing little girl that needs to be found. Just shows more guilt, right? Amen. Absolutely. Thumbs up to that. Right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But Don went there. He went there with an agenda, right? He had an agenda. Candus had one. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Huh? I am live. Yeah. Ryan says hi. Huh? I am live. Yeah. Ryan says hi.
Now, you see, Jinkies is, up there. She's got some of the, the other YouTubers up there, and some of the good people, you know, um, out of the chats that showed up, and they're putting up this tree and they're decorating it, and everybody's a helping hand, neighborly love, one another helping each other you know to work for these missing kids in a beautiful way. And she's having a beautiful time of doing it. And watch what happens next.
Oh, there's Don and Candus, y'all.
Oh, there's Donnie Candus, guys. Jinky's surprised, right? She's surprised. Of course she's surprised. She don't want nothing to do with Candus because Candus, turned on her, right? She turned on her. Said the only reason Chillbilly was around Jinky's because Chillbilly wanted Candus. I got news for Candus. Chillbilly was around Jinkies before Daisy and Jinkies ever started to even talk nice about Candus. Before they even became affiliated with Candus, right? Jinkies was doing a tree ceremony at the horse pond, right up at the horse pond. She was Warrior's Path. She was up there with Chillbilly and a bunch of ladies, right? Sherry, a whole bunch of them, putting up a Christmas tree a long time ago. I was a little upset because the tree wouldn't stand up, right? It wouldn't stand up. I thought, but I guess they were doing as good as they could, But Candus didn't show up. Why? Why didn't she show up to Warrior's Path the first time Jinkies went there? And Chillbilly showed up. Chillbilly was right there. He's the one that kept picking the tree up, right? He's the one that kept the tree off the ground most of the time. He was up there, and he didn't know Candus, and Jinkies didn't know Candus. So how could Chillbilly just be around because he wanted Candus? It's bullshit. It's bullshit, Candus. It's bullshit. They didn't even fucking know you. Okay? When they met, they didn't even know you. When they started dating and hanging out, they didn't even know you. They didn't know you until you thought it was safe to bring your ass out and hang with these people. When they first started doing this, it was too early. You were still hiding that ass. Not doing shit for your daughter. Okay? So don't ever say that, Chillbilly just was around Candus because he wanted you. Don't flatter your fucking self. Ain't nobody want to be smelling you. Trust me. I know. I've heard people say they don't. Okay? There you go. I just want to put that in perspective. Just saying. No, what's the matter, Candus? You don't like me? Ask me if I give a shit. That's one thing that will not keep me awake at night, okay? That's one fucking thing that won't keep me awake at night. Is your ass not liking me? I welcome. That's comforting to know. That's comforting to know that you don't.
They came to the tree events. Okay. Okay. What's up with us? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, look at her. Look at her back there. Um, Looking like a motherfucking quarterback, raising her shoulders up like, ooh, 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 you know, look like she's getting ready to tackle somebody, right? Let me roll it back. Watch her roll her shoulders. Watch her roll her shoulders like a fucking quarterback. Did y'all see it? All right. Did y'all see that? Yeah, roll her shoulders like she's some tough, like she's tough or something. Come on. All right. It's like, shit. You gotta be kidding me. I tell you. That's the shit right there makes me laugh, right? I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Watch her dance around. Watch her dance around over there. She's trying to get up
Oh,
the courage. Look,
shit.
trying to get up the courage.
I think that's just a cover. Dun, dun.
Now, like, go on. Go on. What's holding you back? Go on. Look, she's seeking trouble. And Don, he's seeking it with her.
Stop. Just decorating the Christmas tree. You come to support Summer today?
That's on my thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did y'all come to support Summer today?
Well, don't I always support someone?
Say hi.
There you go. Look. Look at her attitude with Jinkies. Jinkies handles it like a professional. Jinkies handles it like a professional, right? Jinkies one of them, like, bring it. Like, bring it. Bring your attitude. Watch her handle it.
That's what you need to be doing. There you go.
That's my daughter. I'll always support her.
Good.
She said, that's what you need to be doing, right? That's what you need to be doing, Candus. That's what you need to be doing. But you ain't doing it. Why? Why? Why are you not doing it? Why are these ladies putting up these trees instead of you and your husband? Why are these ladies passing out flyers instead of you and your husband and your old greasy granny? Why are these ladies doing all the things that you and your old man right there and old greasy granny should have been doing? Why are they doing everything that mother freaking Ben Hill Hale should have been doing and didn't? Why in the hell ain't Fred and Laura up here and Andy and Jody Sue and Don and Candace and Granny? Why ain't all of these people that, was in that hollering back and forth, holla holla from heel to heel at each other? Why wasn't they all bonding together and doing something for these kids like this right here from day one, right? No. What they was doing is hauling ass, right? Grandis was busy kicking up the dust to get the hell out of there. And Andy on the other side, he was kicking it up too, right? They couldn't get out of there fast enough. Jody Sue, she was, plotting and ploying to get, out of there any way she could on somebody else's dime, which she did. She accomplished that. Right? She accomplished it. Amen. Right, sweetie? Absolutely. You better believe it. You better believe it. And I'm going to tell you something. Even Fred was working on it, right? He was working on it too. The only ones left on that road was Don, Candace, and Laura. And Laura finally got out of there, right? Laura finally got, well, she actually got through out by Fred's sisters. But, she had to go. And Don and Candus is all that left. And hell, Candus has been trying to get away one way or another. She fell in love with Kathy, the friend. Well, first she tried to get Benny to take her away to Mommy's garage. And then when that didn't work, she went to Kathy, the friend, and, fell in love. And as soon as Don got out of jail, though, that love story was over. And then she went back to Donnie. And then after, because Kathy, the friend, was trying to lock her up in a place to get her cleaned up, right? Kathy, the friend's like, listen, maybe we can get you to take a bath if we put you in a place, that's going to get you off of, off of the stuff that keeps you from smelling yourself. And maybe then you'll smell yourself and want to take a bath. And, because I love you, Candus, but I don't love your smell. And we have to do something about, the Pepe Le Pew part of you. And so I got to lock you up for a while, hopefully to get you in some water with a bar of soap, because that part of you I don't like, and I think I might be able to change it. And Candus like, oh, hell no, nobody's changing me. She didn't listen again. Right? She didn't listen. There you go. Hey. All right, Michelle. I appreciate that, girlfriend. I do. I appreciate you supporting Summer's channel. God bless and much love. I appreciate that. But yeah, she's trying to get her, she's trying to get her in the, rub-a-dub-dub in that old tub, something Candus knows nothing about. And it wasn't happening. And, Candus came back home, right? She came back home before bedtime. She came back home with Kathy, the friend. And, Dawn got out and she ran back to Dawn, because Dawn ain't trying to lock her away to get her to take a bath or anything like that. So, she ran back to him. And then, she wanted to run to Day Day. She was trying to run to Day Day's place, but, Day Day's old man already had, a younger woman, right? Which was Day Day. And there was too many people around there, for Candus to do her shenanigans. So she went off to Dee Dee. But I think Day Day didn't want Candus started trying to hang around at Day Day's place, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Her being at Day Day's place a few times, for dinners and then went up there and spent the nights and stuff like that. She started trying to hang out at Day Day's place. And I think Day Day kind of pushed her off on Dee Dee, because Day Day didn't necessarily want Candus hanging around her place now, did she? So I think she kind of pushed her off on that Dee Dee, in my opinion. That, that's my opinion. I'm probably 150% right about that. So anyway, she gets with this Dee Dee, and then all of a sudden, Dee Dee goes into the hospital, and Candus goes home, and Dee Dee gets all well, and then Candus wants to come back, so Dee Dee goes, gets her, brings her back. And what happens? Dee Dee ends up in the hospital again. And so Candus, they take Candus home. Dee Dee goes to the hospital. Can't figure out what's wrong with her. She goes home, gets well, right? She gets well again. And then Candus calls, right? And Candus is back again, hanging at Dee Dee's. But Dee Dee's sick again. She's sick again, you guys. She goes back to the hospital. They drop Candus off. Her husband takes her to the hospital. She don't understand what's going on. She's like, damn, something ain't right because I've been in here 3 different times. You can't find nothing wrong with me. What's going on here? Why am I feeling this way? And then right when she's in the hospital that time, Candus calls and says, "You need to send your husband to get me." And Dee Dee's like, "Candus, I'm in the hospital. I'm at the hospital. And well, you need to send Fred to pick me up. We just dropped you off, Candus. But you need to come back and get me. There's problems. We're not getting along. You got to come get me." Okay, Candus. So Dee Dee goes up there again with her husband, right? Walks out of the hospital again, goes and gets Candus, brings her back to her house, and is keeping her again, right? And Candus starts being mean to her. Candus starts treating her like crap, right? Starts treating her like crap. And what happens, I think that Candus called Dee Dee while she's at the hospital. I think what she did is call Dee Dee's phone at the hospital, expecting Dee Dee to end up like Dee Dee did the last time, right? I think she thought Dee Dee was going to end up that way the time before. And when Dee Dee was still living, answering her phone, I think Candus kind of got irritated. I'm going to have to try this again. Obviously didn't give her enough. I haven't been giving her enough to do the job. And I think that last time she gave her enough to do the job. That's just my opinion. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Because that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, just saying. That's what it sounds like to me. Because the last time Dee Dee, the last time Candus was around her, was the last time ever, right? And Candus wasn't going to take the risk of going to hospital again. Candus is like, nah, you stay right here. I'm not going to give you no CPR. I'm not going to call 911. I'm not giving you no CPR. I'm not doing nothing. You're not getting out. You're not getting away this time. And Dee Dee ends up unalived, right? She ends up unalived. Candus ends up selling all of this woman's stuff, giving up what she doesn't sell. She's probably giving away. She's, up there 3 weeks with her husband. Now you tell me, why would you not? I mean, like, she knows people's calling Dee Dee's phone. People's calling her, asking her about Dee Dee. And she's right there at Dee Dee's house. Now, why would she tell these people that Dee Dee was asleep? Why would she tell them, because I know somebody that called twice and called Candus. When they couldn't get a hold of Dee Dee, they got a hold of Candus. And Candus said one time the lady was sleeping, well, in a way, I guess so, forever. And the other time she says, supposedly tells this woman, Dee Dee's not there. Well, I guess she's not there, because she's dead. But, she's lying to these people. And she waits until this woman goes to the hospital. She waits till the autopsies are done. She waits until, the body's cremated. She waits over 3 weeks before she tells these people. I mean, she wanted to make sure, that Dee Dee was, the coroner's pronounced her, yes, you're unalived. That the coroner, done all the autopsy and everything. Okay, we can't find any reason. It's like an adult's SIDS case, right? Like a baby's case of SIDS. We don't have no answers for what the hell happened here. We don't, so we're just going to have to write it off as, an adult going out of the world, like a infant, with SIDS. And that's pretty much what it is, in layman's terms. And so the lady goes, they finally, her and Fred just control of Dee Dee's body, and they take it to, to the morgue, and you know, and gets cremated. Now Candus decides to let everybody know that Dee Dee's gone. Now she's going to tell you that Dee Dee's gone. Don't you find that damn suspicious? Don't you find it suspicious that she would lie to these people prior while the autopsy's going on, while everything's going on, and all the way up till this lady's cremated? She's lying. Don't you find that damn suspicious? Because I sure the hell do. I mean, if you didn't do nothing and you ain't got nothing to hide, why in the hell wouldn't you just tell somebody she's dead? Why wouldn't, when her phone rung, why didn't you answer it? And when somebody said, "Who is this?" or "Candus, is that you?" "Yes, it's me." "What are you doing answering Dee Dee's phone?" "Because she can't answer the phone. She passed away. Dee Dee passed away." Right? "That's why I'm answering her phone. Because she's not with us anymore." Don't you think that would have been what you would have done if you wasn't trying to hide nothing? If you done nothing wrong? Don't you think that would be what you're doing? Don't you think that you would be helping her husband by answering the telephone and telling people that she's passed away? Don't you think that you would be making phone calls to everyone, letting them know? I mean, Candus don't have a problem opening a live to show you her black eyes. She don't have a problem opening her lives when she wants you, to show you the freaking rain, snow, lightning, or whatever, or some freaking raccoons in her backyard eating out of the bowls that she likes to pick up, wash up, and I don't even know if she washed them, but she feeds people out of her company. But the point being is, don't you think that she would have let people know that this lady's passed away? Don't you think she'd have opened a live up and said, "Listen, everybody, I wanted to let everybody know that Dee Dee passed away today. She's no longer with us. To everybody out there that loves her, please pray for Fred. Pray for the family. God be with us at this, this hard and tragic time. I am so sorry what happened to her, what her husband's going through. I'm still here. I'm trying to help him get through everything that needs to be done. If other people would like to give a lending hand, please come, please do." Right? Don't you think that you would want to shed some of that burden with other people? That's a lot on your shoulders. That's a lot on your shoulders when a good friend passes away. I know you're trying to hold up her husband, but who the hell's holding you up? If you're a true friend, who the fuck's holding you up? You need somebody to hold you up. You need to get out here and let everybody know that this woman's not with us anymore, so they can come and support you because that's a hell of a lot to take on if you truly love someone, right? You need a shoulder to cry on. You don't want her husband to be holding you up. You need to hold him up. But you need your girlfriends or somebody that you can cry with, because you need to get it out of you as well, right? You need to get that out of you as well. But no, Candus was able to handle it all. She was able to handle it all, you guys. This good woman, her, supposed to be her bestest friend. Candus was able to handle it all. She was able to handle it all the way up until the woman's cremated and there's no evidence left. Right? And then she just walks off. She said, yeah, I was holding her hand. I didn't do shit to save her. I poked her to make sure she wasn't there anymore. Went and sat on the sofa, waited for her husband to get home. We waited a couple more hours before we called the squad. Wanted to make sure, I guess we wanted to make sure she, that she is gone, that nobody can resuscitate her. And then we called them, and they came, took her away. I stayed with him for 3 weeks while they did the autopsy, while they, sent her to the morgue. And we waited until, she's released so we could cremate her. And when she's cremated, I decided to, now you guys can know that she's dead. Right? Now you can know it. Ain't no evidence left. Now I'll let you know about it. Yeah, that's some suspicious shit right there. That's really suspicious. Just saying. And then they go to this tree thing and they're picking on somebody else, right? Now, let us remember what happened to Nana's Angels. Because Nana's Angels was also on Ben Hill Road. She was up there hanging with these people. They knew all her business. I'm going to tell you something about people like Don and Candus. Let me tell you something about Don and Candus Wells. You know how when you go to the bathroom, you leave your purse there and you go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Or you go into the bathroom and you leave your pocketbook, outside at the sink because you got Candus in there that you feel you could trust. Oh, she'll watch my pocketbook. I just got to run in and pee and come back out. Let me tell you something. Don't ever trust nobody with your pocketbook. You think you got a friend that's going to watch your purse while you go to the bathroom? Don't ever do it. Because I'm going to tell you something about evil people. And you don't know who you're with. You don't know nobody. Right? You don't really know yourself. How many times have you done something you said, damn, was that me? I can't believe I did that. Where did that come from? You don't know yourself. How are you going to know someone else? Don't leave your pocketbook. Don't leave anything where people could see or get a hold of it. Don't leave people in your car while you run into a store and grab a couple cold drinks and come back out. Because you know something? In your glove box is your name and your address and all your damn business. Every bit of your information is right there in your glove box. All the information is right there in your pocketbook on your license. And I'm going to tell you about evil people. Oh, they'll get your address. They'll get everything about you. They'll look it up. And if they feel you're a threat to them, they'll try to destroy you. Oh, hell yeah. Don't kid yourself. Don't underestimate evil. Don't ever underestimate evil. I don't. I don't underestimate evil at all. You ain't gonna get me to do it. Hell no. Hell no. I'm gonna tell you, honey, I know evil like the back of my hand. Trust and believe me. But I'm gonna tell you what. They've got a new person. Now, you know what happened to Nana's Angels? She said, I got something. I'm bringing it out, baby. And it is good. It is, it's some real shit. I'm bringing it. And I tell you what, that was her last words. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. That was her last words. I got something good. I'm bringing it. And you know what? She didn't get to bring it. And I know some things. I know some behind the scenes stuff on that one. I know some behind the scenes stuff that was going on that particular situation. Right? Yeah. You guys may not know it, but I'm going to tell you, there is some whispers in some dark corners about all of that. And I'm going to tell you another thing. You should not ever trust people. Don't trust people. Don't trust them. You don't know who has who in their pocket. You have no idea who has who in their pocket. That's just, that's how evil works, man. You're looking for their faces, and a face that you don't fucking know shows up. That's how evil works. Right, Donald? Right, Candus? That's how it works. Yeah. I know how that shit works. You're dealing with evil, you better be smarter than it. You better be way fucking smarter. And you better, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing to handle that kind of shit. Trust me. You best know. There's no class. There's no classes out here on, there's no fucking, books for dummies on how to handle evilness. Right? There's no books. I might should write one. How to handle evil. I might talk to that friend. Of Chris's. Chris got a friend that writes books. I might talk to him. Tell him, maybe he needs to put one out. How to handle evil. I wonder if he knows how to handle it. How to call it out, how to see it, and how to, deter it. What to do to handle it. I think everybody needs to know this. But, maybe I'll look into it. See if I can't put that book out. But anyway, that's how evil works, you guys. That's just a little bit. That's just a little bit how it works. Don and Candus knows it's the truth because, that's the tactic that they use quite often, right? Quite often. You didn't see Donald flopping up on Ziggy's. You didn't see Candus flopping her ass up on Ziggy's. You seen them send somebody out, you seen them send a stranger up there, right? Jenna. You seen them send a stranger. Somebody that they thought they had in their pocket. And they sent her up there. Only to find out she wasn't in their pocket. Right? Only to find out that she wasn't in their pocket. that she wasn't wanting, she wasn't evil like them. She wasn't wanting to carry out their dirty double deed, right? She didn't want to carry it out, and she didn't. And she didn't. She was going to at first, right? She's going to. But the Lord got to her. But the Lord got to her, right? All of that truth, all the truth she was hearing, all the truth she was hearing made her spin around and do what was righteous, right? Made her do what was righteous. It's just the way it is. Yeah, absolutely. I think they went back. I think she was going back to the hill because at first I don't think she wanted to be there. See, she was around Dee Dee, and Dee Dee went in the hospital, right? Candace always made sure when Dee Dee started saying she's sick, well, what, you're not feeling well, drop me off at the house. And they drop her off, and because she wanted Dee Dee to go to the hospital alone. She was expecting that result before she got it. That's my opinion. She was expecting that result earlier and didn't get it. And she was getting upset. She was getting upset. I think she's going back to the hill, complaining to Donald, it's not working. What the hell? It's not working, right? It's not working. And and Donald, I'm sure, has his hands in it. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I mean, these are two people who's got a very dirty, deep, dark secret about a 5-year-old innocent little girl completely destroyed because of their fucking evilness, right? So you think that they wasn't, working together where Dee Dee's concerned? Hell yeah, they was. Hell yeah. You know, and Don's not stupid. Don's like, well, she went to the hospital. They didn't find it. They wasn't looking for it. So just give her a bigger dose. And then bigger doses was enough to make her, hit the ground. And it was enough to, like a, like being in a boxing ring, right? Enough to daze her, but it wasn't taking her out. So Candus went up there and, and she got the ultimate dose, if you ask me. That's my opinion. She got the ultimate. And Candus wasn't going to run. She wasn't going to run back to the hill. She was staying right there to make sure, it went through. And that time it did. That time it did. And I'm going to tell you, the reason I suspect that Candus did something this evil to this woman, I tell you why I believe she did it. Because she didn't try to resuscitate her. She didn't try to call 911. She didn't call 911. She wasn't trying to resuscitate this lady. She wasn't doing a fucking thing other than poked her after she was no longer with us to make sure she wasn't with us. And then went and sat on a sofa. Happy it was over. Right? And then she lied and covered it all up until the woman was, cremated. Evidence was destroyed. So nobody could, intervene and say, why don't you look for some coolant? Right? Because, see, they don't look for coolant. That's a special blood test. And they don't look for it. They just don't look for it unless somebody tells them to. They have no reason not to. They have no reason to be looking for that. Right? They don't have no reason not to just be doing normal tests. Because nobody's brought anything else, to the table. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, beautiful sunflower. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, it's Sunflower May. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was... Never mind. PG's tired. I seen the flower. So I just assumed. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Sunflower May. I wouldn't, I miss my beautiful sunflower. She used to be in here all the time. I don't know what's keeping her. I don't know what's keeping her away. I know she got a lot on her plate. Yeah, Sunflower May, you and beautiful sunflower. I just saw the flower and I was like, oh wow, she's in here, right? But it's good to see you, sweetie. It's good to see you too. God bless you. Hey, C, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Yeah. So, but that's what makes me very suspicious. That's what makes me very suspicious. That's what leads me to believe Candus had all the gain from Dee Dee's death. All the gain. She's driving her car, right? She's driving her vehicle. She's got Dee Dee's vehicle. She had her husband. She had her husband for 3 weeks after she passed away and has been hanging with him even more after that. Still hanging with him. Still hanging with him when she ain't trying to hang with Don for, for parents' reasons. For parent reasons, So, it is what it is. But she came to this tree lighting with a vengeance. That's what she did. Her and Don came there to, she wanted to, it's like, I'm going to tell you what Candus said. I'm going to go to this tree lighting and I'm going to face Jinky's ass. I'm going there. I'm going to face her. Right? I'm going up there and I'm going to go and face her. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not just Jinkies that these people are, targeting, in my opinion. That Nana for life. That's the one Dawn got onto. She's the one that Dawn, attacked at this tree ceremony. Him and Candus went there to cause problems, and Don did it. He did it. And with that, Nana for life. Because she's the one that was up there hanging this stuff up that he was tearing down. And he don't want it hung up. He doesn't want them coming around his home doing this stuff. And way back when, I tried to tell people that Don and Candus wasn't putting stuff up. They were taking stuff down. I tried to tell them, that they were actually taking stuff down. And everybody said, oh no, PG. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. And I got a whole lot of people coming at me sideways saying, oh, they wouldn't do that with their daughter. She don't know that PG don't know what she's talking about over there. They wouldn't do that. Well, I'll tell you what, they sure the fuck was. And I knew because old Donnie told me. He told me. that I told him, I said, why you should be putting, the flyers in mailboxes and you should be hanging them up and you should be doing it. And he's like, hang them up. We're ripping them down. And I thought, he's joking. I thought he was kidding me. He said, no. I said, yeah, I laughed. I said, yeah, right. And he's like, no, seriously. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, we don't have to take them out of the windows at, the stores and stuff. Like some people had them in some windows. He said, we didn't have to do them. He said the owners did it for them. The owners did it for them, So there you go. And if you remember right, Candus didn't want Summer in Walmart's. Remember, she called and said she don't want her daughter's flyers. Allison wanted to put them up in Walmart, and Candus intervened and said she didn't want no flyers of Summer in the inside of Walmart's or any of those places like that. Right? Put a 2 in the chat if you remember that. When Candus said, hell no, that no flyers are going inside those places. And that was Allison wanting to do it. Yeah. So, there you go. I remember everything, right? It can sometimes be a blessing, sometimes not. Oh, wow. Member for 4 months. Much longer than 4. Hope you're doing well tonight, PG. Absolutely, Rita. I appreciate you being in here, sweetie, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. God bless you. God bless you, girlfriend. But yeah, that true story. I don't know. I don't know about it being labeled found and taken down. Because Allison herself personally told me that Candus called corporate and told them that no Walmart better not have any of her daughter's flyers in it. And I said, what? And she's like, yeah. She said, Sissy, I wanted to put flyers up at the Walmart stores. And starting with the one I worked at, I was going to take, the flyer in and put it up. And corporate had called Allison, actually called the store Allison worked for, is what Allison told me. That they told Allison that corporate had called them and said, don't be putting up no flyers of Summer, because Candus had contacted them and said she wanted no flyers of her daughters inside any Walmart stores. Sure did. That came out of Allison's mouth herself. Yes, it did. That's how I knew that how it went down. Yeah, that was in Tennessee, and there was none. Because Allison wasn't allowed to put it up. She was not allowed to put it on the missing children's board. She wasn't allowed to put it up there. Yeah, they let her know that not to put none up, because they've already been notified that the mother of that missing child had called in and really raised some shit, and that Walmart stores were not to be putting them up. Yeah, that's a true story. That right there is truth.
Good. Well, we could use a good tall person to put this tree up.
I brought the man with me.
There you go.
She said, I brought the man with me. What happened to my man? What happened to my man, Candus? What happened to I brought my man? There he is. Oh, I brought the man with me. I brought the man with me. Sounds to me like Candus wasn't wanting to make Freddie mad, right? She wasn't wanting to make Freddie upset, right? She didn't want to make Fred upset by calling Don her man when Fred believes he's the man right now, right? Well, she's getting all Dee Dee stuff. That's what's happening there.
Here popped up on my phone when I was in church. So like, let's go live and see what Jinxie's is doing.
Well, we're gonna put this tray up.
There you go. And, you know, Jinkies is really lucky that Ryan showed up, that Chillbilly showed up, that, a few men showed up, because it could have really gotten ugly. I think Chillbilly and Ryan and, some of them guys is what deterred Don and Candus both from getting real ugly with it. Because back here you can see when Candus walks in there.
What's up with us? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, shit. I think that's just the cover. Dun, dun. Stop! Just decorating the Christmas tree. You come to support Summer today?
It's up on my thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did y'all come to support Summer today?
Did you hear Candus act like she didn't hear it the first time?
Y'all come to support Summer today?
Well, don't I always support Summer?
Say hi.
Listen back here.
Yeah.
Did y'all come to support Summer today?
Well, don't I always support Summer?
You come to support Summer today?
It's up on my thing.
Did I?
She said something else. Ain't sure exactly what she said.
Just decorating the Christmas tree. You come to support Summer today?
It's up on my thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did y'all
I can't understand what Candus said. But Jinky said, did I? Did I?
come to support Summer today?
Well, don't I always support Summer?
Say hi.
And then Jinky's asked again. She asked the same question a second time. And look at Candus's face. Look at her. Like, bitch, bring it, right? Look at that. It's like, bitch, bring it. Bring it. What the fuck you trying to say? She getting redneck. She getting redneck right there, right? Look. Look. Look at that. Look at that fucking long neck. All hanging out there. Trying to get all redneck, right? I'm going to tell you something. And be like, no, not today, bitch. Right? And be like, no, not today. Sorry. But she thought she had Donnie, and and she could act out any way she wanted, and she thought she had big bad Dawn. And maybe she started after she stuck her neck out like that, and wanted to act hard ass, maybe all of a sudden she remembered where Dawn was on June 15th, 2021, right? Hiding that ass at work. She probably remembered where Dawn's ass was when she's at Dee Dee's house, you know, doing the dirty deeds, right? In my opinion. There you go. You know, she knows where Dawn is. Every time shit goes down, his motherfucker's hiding. I mean, I don't know if they got, you know, he probably wouldn't at the mall. He probably wouldn't have been in a shed. He'd have been in a shitter somewhere with the door locked and hiding, right? I mean, it's just like, I mean, that dude's a broken stick. He's a broken stick. But, you know, she was all prepared. She was all prepared to, you know, to get ugly. To get ugly. I mean, she went in there like a boss. She went in there like a boss trying to take over, right? She walked up in there like a fucking boss trying to take everything over. And to be honest, you know, she kind of did. And that's the truth. She kind of did. Because at the end of it, I'm sorry, you guys, I had to shut the microphone off to cough. I got this damn cold going on. But at the end, she did kind of take it over because she had people saying, oh, it was so nice of Can to show up and support her daughter. No. I'm going to tell you something. Can had an opportunity to support her daughter before she took a big candy apple red fucking vehicle for not supporting her daughter, okay? Right? Before that 911 call, she had an opportunity to support her daughter and she didn't. She had an opportunity to save her daughter. See, if she would have saved her daughter then, June 15th, 2021 wouldn't have happened, right? She'd have been a real fucking mother and protected her daughter. Back then, we wouldn't be here now, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I got 415 people in here, and I'm going to tell you what, I bet every damn one of them is going to put a 1 in that chat if they could. They'll put a 1 in that chat, and I'm going to tell you why. Every damn one of them but 2 would put a freaking 1 in that chat. Let me tell you why. Because the other 2 is Dawn and Candus hiding in the fucking bushes right now staring at this live, right? Yeah, I know you are. I know you are, Dawn. I know you are, Candus. I know you're sitting there. Shit. I can smell your fucking stench from here. I can smell your stench from here. Right? Why don't you count all these 1s? Why don't you start counting them 1s? Can you count that fucking high, Dawn and Candus? Can you count this high? You tell me. Can you count this high? Because I don't think you can. I really don't think you can. And they keep coming. Okay? They keep coming. Because everybody knows the truth. Everybody knows the truth. You didn't ever support your daughter, Candus. You didn't ever support her. You didn't support her out of your womb. You didn't support her in the womb. You didn't support her out of the womb. You just didn't support her. Okay? That's the truth. That is the truth. You didn't support her. Just saying. And that's sad. It's sad. that this little girl didn't have a real mom. She didn't have a real mama bear, a real helicopter mom that was willing to do whatever it took to protect her. She didn't have it. But you know what, Candace? You shouldn't have had to protect her. You should not have had to protect her. You want to know why you shouldn't have had to protect her? Because the person touching her and doing the evil stuff to her was the one person that should have been protecting her also. Her own daddy. Her own daddy. Now, do you need me to play the 911 call, Candace? Do you need me to play the 911 call where your daughter was begging you? She was begging you to protect her. She was begging you to help her. Mom, Mom, Mommy, Mommy, help me, Mommy. But you didn't. And then your little girl, your sweet 4-year-old baby, just a little baby. She said, help me. Somebody, anybody, help me. Yeah. Your little girl screamed for a total stranger out here somewhere to help her. Your child, Candace, had to scream for a fucking stranger to help her. Right. For a stranger. Because your bitch ass didn't help. Your bitch ass didn't care. You didn't care about this little girl. You had her and you didn't care about her. You didn't care about none of them kids. You were up there abusing them just like Don Wells. Both of y'all, both of you motherfuckers went to fucking children's services. You went to court because both of y'all abused, neglected, and according to Jinkies, out of your own mouth, Candace, out of your own mouth, both of you were SAing these children. Both of you. And Greasy Granny fucking was in on it too. What was Greasy Granny doing? She had to have her ass doing it too. She had to have her ass doing it too because she got the hell out of there and she didn't do anything to help. As a matter of fact, she took Jose. Greasy Granny took Jose the hell out of there to protect Don Wells and your ass. She was aiding and abetting what the hell was going on. That evil shit going on up there. She was aiding and abetting it. And I would not doubt if she didn't have a hand in it as well. That's just my opinion. I'm going to keep it. I think all three of you fucks up there, all three of you fucking adults were sickos. Twisted, minded, evil sickos. That's just my opinion. I'm going to keep it. I don't care. I'm going to tell you something. What I care about is that little girl. That little girl screaming for us. Screaming for us. We're that somebody, bitch. Let me tell you that right now, Candace. We're that somebody now. That little girl screaming for somebody, we are that somebody. And we ain't quitting till we get justice. We ain't quitting until that baby's found. You can bet your sweet ass on that. We ain't stopping till this girl is found and brought home and justice is served. That's when we'll quit. We'll quit when you're in prison. When you pay for what you've done. Because in my opinion, you're guilty as fucking hell. You, your old man, your freaking granny, and a whole lot of others. Guilty as fuck. I don't got no problem saying it. No problem at all. So you just keep
That's what you need to be doing. There you go.
keep your hard ass face with
Stop.
you, Candus.
It's up on my thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did y'all come to support Summer today?
Well, don't I always support someone?
Say hi. That's what you need to be doing. Support Summer today.
Well, don't I always support someone?
Yeah. You freaking mushmouth bitch. I can't even stand looking at you. I can't even stand to look at you. It's sicking me. You sicken me. It's all the humans like you in the world, Candus, that I don't like. It's all the people like you that I can't stand. All the bitches like you that make me sick. I'm going to tell you something. A real mother would move heaven and earth. She'd move heaven and earth for her child. And I'm sure that would be a lot more work than removing Domwell's ass out of your fucking life to save your children. Right? It would have been a lot more work than to remove Domwell's the fuck up out of your life. You didn't want Summer. You didn't want them 3 boys. You wanted Donnie. Well, you got fucking Donnie now. You got fucking Donnie now. Why are you out trying to mess around with Fred? Why are you out trying to mess with Benny Keys? Why are you out trying to mess with Ernie? Why are you out trying to mess with little 15-year-old boys? Why are you trying to mess with everything else when you got your fucking Donnie? What the fuck is mentally wrong with you that you feel like you need to go and mess around with other people's children, other people's men? What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, skank is the right word. Skank is the right word. Right? She didn't want Benny. She didn't want Benny. Right here, you should not ever feel guilty for not smiling and caring. I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't about fucking guilt. It ain't about fucking guilt. It's about principle. It's about the truth. Right? It's about the truth. If you truly love your child, you ain't gonna fucking be looking like this that soon after your child's missing. Right? Look at Brandy. Look at Brandy. 4 years down the road. Look at Brandy. She still looks like hell because why? She loves her little boy. She needs her little boy. She wants her little boy. That's a true mother of a true missing child. Take a look at Brandy. Now take a look at this bitch. It ain't about fucking guilt. It's about the damn truth. And the truth is sticking out that this bitch here is guilty as hell for what she done, because she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She knows it all and she's happy, with her decisions. She's happy with the decision to go to that pond and destroy her daughter for Domwell's ass to not be in prison and her ass not to be in prison with him. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. She's happy with her results. Yeah. There you go. Big old smile. God is good. God is good when she's with him, right? God is good when she with him. Yeah. You won't ever be lonely, Benny. You won't ever be lonely, my sweet, 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 sweet Benny. Remember that shit? Remember that shit? Still fucking haunts me. Still haunts me. Right? Still haunts me to this day. Still haunts me to this day, you guys. Right there. I gotta give him props. I gotta give him props. He's the only one that was ever able to get her ass immersed in some water. He's the only one ever able to toss her a bar of fucking soap in a swimming pool and tell her to get that stench going. Right? Oh, she took a bath for him. She took a bath for him. Yeah. And then got mad when he still didn't want it. Right? Got mad when he still didn't want it. Remember that? Shit, I do. Remember? She's going to get this divorce. Remember? Right there. I have the car still, and he can't drive it because he has to blow in the breathalyzer in his truck and different insurance than I do. So I got to slip my stuff away slowly so nothing is noticed right away, right? She's got to slip her stuff away. God knows everything she's doing because him and her are a team. They're a team, right? These motherfuckers are a team. Right here. Donnie don't know anything about this yet, but I've started the process because I can't keep going like this. And yes, I agree. Right? She's going to divorce. They're getting a divorce, right? They're getting a divorce. Well, it's 4.5 years later. 4.5 years later. And what? No divorce. No divorce, because you know what? It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit to get people to support them. It's all bullshit to get people to support her and Donnie. You know, everybody, let's support Candus so Donnie can reap the fruit from it, right? Because that's what he's doing. He's reaping the fruit from it all. Donnie and Candus are reaping all the fruit by gaslighting the fuck out of all of these turd pop suckers who, you know, for some reason want to support them. You know, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Right?
I went to the bottom property first is because I knew that they were looking all over around the house and in that area and everything. So I figured, you know, by the time I got home, the best place that I could go would be directly down to that creek.
Yeah. The reason you went to the bottom of the property is because your knees were knocking, your hands were shaking, your motherfucking heart was pounding, and your ass was scared. You seen law enforcement and it got real. Everything you planned got real. It's one thing to plan something, but when it's been carried out and law enforcement's in your face, man, your ass shuts down. You shut down because you need to reset, and that's what your ass was doing. You couldn't believe it. You fucking could not believe that it was real, and you was having issues and needing to pull your ass together, and that's why you passed them right up and went down there, is to calm your ass down. That's what you did. And then you still try to hold it together, brave it up, hold it together, Don, long enough to bullshit your way out of there, down to Fred's, where you hid the rest of the fucking night, where you hid the rest of the evening from law enforcement, because your ass was scared. You were scared. Candus hid in the house. You hid at Fred's. You mother freakers. I mean, the law enforcement knew. They knew who the hell was guilty. And 10 minutes after they showed up, 10 minutes after they got there, they knew who the fuck did what. No doubt in my mind. But they had to proceed. They had to proceed with the search. They had to proceed. They had to, they have to do, as precaution. They have to do everything, accordingly in order to say they did it. They have to check it off the list. So they proceeded with everything knowing who the fuck did what already. Just saying.
I didn't even stop at the shed. I went by it, but I went down that steep bank all the way down into the creek with that little Subaru. And when I seen my boys and I seen my neighbor, that's when my heart, my heart just sunk right there. I just knew something was really wrong, so.
Right. Your heart wasn't sinking, bitch. You were motherfucking trying to get your heart back in the right rhythm. That's what your ass was doing.
That was the beginning of this pit in my stomach that hasn't went away yet, and it's not going.
That fucking pit of fear. Right. That big old pit of fear that they're gonna pop up anytime, put your ass in some handcuffs and throw you in prison where you belong. Yeah. That ain't gonna ever go away. That ain't gonna go away. Because you're fucking sitting, you're a sitting duck right now. You're a fucking sitting duck, and you know it.
I don't believe. But so then I turned around, went back up that bank, and I might have looked in the shed at that time. I can't remember for sure, but I know I looked in the shed at some point. But I went back up to the top, and I do believe there might have been a cop car or two there at that time, but I'm not sure. I can't be positive on that. I'm just so mixed up and everything at that time. I threw all my tools in the back of that Subaru, and as soon as I got in the car and started down the road, I called 911, and they transferred me to Hawkins County, I guess. And I told them what the situation, that our little girl's not there. And then after that, I got back on Messenger and called her and talked to her through the whole trip. I think it was 30 minutes. I'm not sure, but like 30 minutes, I was able to talk to her on Messenger all the way there. And she was in her mother's truck, driving everywhere, looking for her frantically around our house. So when I get there.
No, she was in her mother's truck, frantically driving around, waiting for your ass to get there to protect her, because she was scared as hell that they was going to put her ass in prison as soon as they looked at her and knew what she had done. She thought that she was feeling so guilty that she thought for sure that law enforcement was going to read her fucking mind and put her right in prison the minute that she talked to him. So she was out hiding until Dawn got there so she could hide behind him, as she always does. As she always does, right? They're interrogating me. They're interrogating me. Right? How the hell can you be interrogated if you ain't done nothing wrong? Right? How can you be interrogated? I mean, you don't feel interrogated if you're innocent. You don't feel interrogated. You couldn't intimidate me, and you cannot interrogate me if I've done nothing wrong. I'm going to stand my ground. A person that has done nothing wrong is, you take anyone that is fucking innocent And let me tell you something about an innocent person. They will plant their 2 little feet to that damn ground, and they'll give you a special kind of hell that you don't want no part of, right? They'll give you a special kind of hell you want no part of. Only guilty motherfuckers. Only guilty motherfuckers. Break down, spin around, and start crying. Start crying the bullshit of interrogation. Yeah. And law enforcement knows that.
I'm still a messenger with her, and she's still not found 30 minutes later. So I drove directly to the bottom property and down all the way down to the creek. And I see my 3 boys together down by the creek over on this side. And then on the left of me is my neighbor walking around, and my heart sunk right then and there. And I knew she was gone. I knew something happened. I knew something, something. So I drove back out of there and went to the top of the house, and there wasn't no police there yet, I don't believe.
What kind of questions were they asking you, Don? Help me understand that so I know what frame of mind they were in.
Well, at one point they told Candus, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. And they kind of the TBI, says, we want to know what you did with your daughter or something like that. And Candus went off and told them, F you.
No, that ain't how it went down, Donald. That is not how it went down. Right? No, that isn't how it went down. They said, what did you do with your daughter? And Candus broke down like she did on the Dr. Phil show and started accusing them of, interrogating her and all of this stuff. And then she ran into the fucking house, Donald. She ran into the house, right? Yeah. Why don't you tell the truth about what went down that day? She went hauling ass into that fucking house and left your ass standing there. Left your ass out there and grandma out there. And your ass decided to head. That's when you headed to Fred's. Come on. Why don't you tell the truth? Why don't you tell the truth? For one time. Just one. Oh, how does PG know? How does PG know? Don't you wish you did know, Don Wells?
She had tears in her eyes. She just pretty much, go to hell, F off. I mean, and they just like shook their head like, that's the kind of the response we was looking for, kind of thing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you respond? Did you hear that question?
No, they had me somewhere else. That question, like I said, I think it's kind of keeping us apart.
So did she share that information with you then? What kind of
hill? I figured she wasn't there. And then that's when it got real crazy. I drove up to the top of the hill, and there was like 1 or 2 police cars there at that time. And of course, they're questioning us. They're doubting. I felt in my heart right then that she was taken.
what?
Did you hear him veer off? He said they were up there and they were doubting, they were talking to us. And then he didn't want to talk about how they told Candus, what did you do with your daughter? How they told him, did you traffic your child? Because they heard what was going on up on the hill, people had talked, right? People had talked, not then, but prior there had been allegations made that, this little trafficking thing was going on up there by certain people. I think we all know who. And I'll tell you who. Allison's mother, right? Allison's mother had already called law enforcement. She already called Hawkins County. She already told these people that there was this trafficking stuff going on this hill. that she wanted her daughter and her grandkids the hell away from there. She was telling all about this hill. She was telling all about it because she had a falling out. She had a falling out with these fuckers. And she done, and law enforcement already had that. They already had that bit of information before this even went down. Right? Absolutely.
Were they doubting?
Well, I was trying to tell them that I don't think she's here. I think she's been taken because if she wouldn't leave the top of the hill. She wouldn't leave from around the house.
And they come at me and said I had somebody, either posing or said they had the inside scoop of TBI and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out.
That ain't what they said. That ain't what they said, Don Wells. They said they had an inside scoop of trafficking. That's what they said. Inside scoop of trafficking. They didn't say you sold her for any illegal stuff. They said they had a scoop about trafficking going on up there. And they did. And they already did. Quit lying. Quit lying. You know what they told you.
I believed that stuff. I believed it. Then I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. That's why they took our kids.
Oh no,
But I'm
Don.
not gonna let it happen again, though. I'm Summer's dad. It was really pretty awesome. I always look forward to coming home to the kids and having a good time with them. I worked all the time, but I always loved to come home. When I got home, and there was a couple of police cars there, so we was really scared to death, and we was just hoping, for the first few days that she'd be found. I think that this is some kind of a professional situation that took her and was probably watching for a while.
His theories don't stop.
Oh, this was a professional. This was a professional up there watching. Bullshit. That is such bullshit.
There.
I mean, she's obviously not at school anywhere, or there's no record of her anywhere, so she's either, in someone's basement, or she's deceased, or we just don't know, or in another country. I think it's fairly easy to get anything out of the country.
Or in another country. I'm sorry, Don, but at this particular time, there was nothing going out, everything coming into this country, right? Everything was coming in. We're getting it out now, right? But at that point, it was all coming in. Just shut up.
In my opinion, it's not easy to get into the country, but it sure is easy to get out of the country.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Wow, really?
Do you believe Summer's still alive?
I have no idea. I have no clue. If she is, I really don't know. There's no way of telling.
Do you know what happened to Summer?
I don't know how you answer a question like that. I've had that question asked to me before. If I asked you that question, how would you answer?
Take a look at that face. Take a look at that face. This is a motherfucker that, proud of himself for getting away with what he's done. Look at him. Look at this guilty bastard. Look. I could ask you that myself, right? No, Don, you can't ask her that. You can't ask her that because you know what? If she's a parent, she's a damn good one. It ain't her daughter missing. It's yours. right? That's your daughter missing. How the hell are you going to ask her about something that she knows nothing about? Because she's a good parent. If she's a parent at all, she may not have kids. I don't know. I don't know her life, but we sure to hell know yours. We don't know her background, but we sure to fuck know yours. Right? She ain't the one with the missing kids, so you can't ask her nothing. And thinking that your ass is smart, you know, to say little shitty things like that to somebody and get your kicks from it. You are what that little girl had to live with. Your monstrous fucking ass is what that baby had to live with. This woman didn't have a 911 call, Donald, with her child screaming for someone to protect it against her. But you did. Right? She didn't have a 911 call. You did. Your child was the one screaming for someone to help it, to protect it against you. Against you. She didn't have her daughter in the shower with somebody demanding that it be taken out. You did. You did. She didn't have a bunch of allegations against her by bona fide witnesses that were right there at your house about all the gross shit that you was doing with and to your daughter. Right? That was you. That was you, Don Wells. That was you. And then you sit there with that smirk on your fucking face, feeling like you really accomplished something with your dirty plan to start driving a vehicle with Starlink, to fire your coworker to blame it on, to hide her off somewhere, no body, no conviction. I got news for you, Don Wells. They convict without the body. They feel they got enough. They're going to convict without it. And from my understandings, it's been proven. It's been proven that Summer was somewhere, that she was somewhere before. She was moved to what I think is Morrison Cemetery. And it's just a matter of time. They're going to check that grave. They're going to find that black tote. And they're going to handcuff your fucking asses. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. They know Summer's right there in the area. They're looking hard as they can. And when they find her, y'all going to jail. Y'all are going to jail. And that's what you're so upset about. You're so upset because they're up there so close to where Summer's at. So close. They're right on top of her, ain't they, Donald? They're right on top of her. And you're fucking scared. You're scared. Right? You're scared your old ass is going to be thrown in the clink. And that's where they're going to carry you out of. In the future. I don't know, head first, feet first. That's where they're going to carry you out of, right? You know, look at the smirk on his face right there. He thought he'd done such a damn good job. Thought he got away with what he did to this child. Like he's always got away with his shit, right? Like he's always gotten away with his shit. No. Don, I pray that God wipes that grin off your face. I really do. I pray he wipes it off your face by letting that baby be found. One thing I know about God, what seems to be impossible is very possible with God. With God, wherever Summer is, I'm going to tell you, wherever she is, he can make a sinkhole right down to her. He could just make a sinkhole. Nobody knows even why the hole's there. But he can make it right down to her. Don't underestimate God. And that little girl's got a lot of people praying. A lot of prayers going up there, Donald. A lot of prayers. They might not be none of yours, but they're all of ours. While you were praying, you know, you went to church. And instead of asking the church, all the people, instead of saying, I thank all of you guys for being here today. Me and my wife, we greatly appreciate all of your support. We're so glad that we have you behind us in such a troubling time, a traumatic time, a very painful and disheartening time, a time of such grief that words can't explain it. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're supporting us. And we just would like to ask, if you can, reach out and help us. Pass out flyers, get flyers in all the mailboxes, get flyers on all the vehicles, get flyers on all the poles, you know, telephone poles everywhere, maybe inside businesses. If you could just help distribute all of these flyers, if you could just maybe help somehow, because they're doing billboards. If you could help somehow with the reward fund, if you could just help somehow by bringing food and stuff, tables, chairs, food and stuff up to the house where they're searching endlessly for our daughter. If you could just help out by giving these people, searchers, a place to rest, a place, you know, some water, some cold water to drink, maybe something to eat, we would be so grateful. Everything helps. Everything helps. And we need as many people as we can helping. Everybody would have said, whoa, this guy's reaching out. This guy might have a real true missing child. Right? But when you walked up there and you said, we just want forgiveness. We hope God can forgive us. We really need prayer and forgiveness. Everybody was like, what? If you're innocent, why are you in the church asking for forgiveness? Like you're guilty as hell. Why would you be in a church asking for forgiveness for something that you supposedly didn't do? That seems awful suspicious, right? That sounds very suspicious. You're not asking for help to find your daughter. You're asking for fucking pity and forgiveness for your damn self, for your fucking self. You made it all about you and nothing about Summer. Right? Nothing about Summer. Get your ugly face and fuck off of my panel. I can't stand to look at it. It sickens me. That right there is just shit that sickens the fuck out of me. Right there. And it ain't the first time he had that shitty fucking look. When another news reporter came up there and he met the man at the bottom of the property because Candus was such a bitch and hiding that ass from all of her fucking guilt and everything. He had the same shitty grin on his face when he told the man, oh, Summer won't ever be found. Like he done such a good fucking job where he felt they put her, right? Where he felt they had put her. He really was reassuring himself that where she's at, she ain't gonna ever be found there. They did a perfect job, the perfect crime. They committed the perfect crime, right? I don't think so. I don't think they committed the perfect crime at all. Matter of fact, if I was Hawkins County law enforcement, their fucking asses would have already been prosecuted. When they told me, when those motherfuckers told me where their daughter wasn't, I would have told them, then you must know where she is. Turn around, we're arresting your asses on suspicion of doing something to your child. I'd have put the bracelets on them. They'd have been going downtown right fucking there, right fucking then. It would game over. Game over. And I'd have prosecuted their ass. I'd have prosecuted their ass when there was no fingerprints inside or outside of that door of a stranger's, or no smudge prints over the original fingerprints of Candus's and Don Wells handling that door. I just said, nobody went out this door, bitch. You guys are under arrest. You're under arrest. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I would have arrested them. I don't know what Hawkins County's problem was. I'm not that fucking nice. I'm not that fucking nice. You know, I don't care if I know everybody. Everybody knows me. I don't care. I got a badge on my chest. Then I took an oath to uphold the law. And by God, I don't give a damn who you are. I'm upholding it. I'm upholding it. Because I took that oath before God. And I care a lot more about what God thinks than anybody else on this earth. Right? And I'm going to do, if I took an oath to do something, by God, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. Right? It just is what it is. Oh, I can't believe it either. I can't believe it either, love. Absolutely not. I can't believe it either. I can't believe they're out there running around. You know, I'm going to tell you, when you got evil like that, on your streets, nobody's safe. No one is safe when that kind of evil's on the street. And I'm going to tell you, the law today protects criminals more than it protects victims. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. We are living in a world where the righteous are wrong and the evil is right. Right? That's the world we're living in. That's the world we're living in. So, you know, it is what it is.
The Lawson family history in Tennessee is extensive, with roots in early settlement, particularly in Hawkins and Morgan counties, involving figures like early settlers William Lawson, d. 1811, and the large family of Randolph Lawson who moved from Virginia, with descendants spreading across East Tennessee and into other states. Key branches include those connected to the Revolutionary War era, like John and Anna Lawson in McMinn/Morgan Co. And later generations involved in farming and local history, such as the well-known Dan Lawson family of Cades Cove, whose history is preserved in the national park. A more infamous branch is the Charlie Lawson family of North Carolina, whose tragic 1929 murders in Brook Cove are a well-documented, separate historical event often discussed alongside Tennessee Lawsons due to regional ties. Early settlement and East Tennessee. William Lawson, a pioneer who moved from Virginia to Hawkins County around 1782 with his wife Sarah Hinton, establishing a significant early presence. Randolph Lawson, moved from Virginia to Hawkins County around 1800, later moving to Campbell County where he had many children, including Maxwell Lawson. Jonas James Lawson, a figure with many descendants in Hawkins, Anderson, and Knox counties, including sons like John Baxter Lawson, with records in the 1860 census. John and Anna Lawson, Revolutionary War veterans who settled in McMinn County, then Morgan County by the 1830s, with many children. Cades Cove, home to the Dan Lawson family, with historical items preserved by the National Park Service. Family search and genealogy sites, excellent resources for records, including those for Jacob Lawson and other families in East Tennessee. DNA projects. The Lawson DNA Project helps connect different branches, like the Scottish rebel William Lawson lineage. The Charlie Lawson murders. While happening in North Carolina, this notorious event involving tenant farmers Charlie and Fanny Lawson and their children on Christmas Day, 1929, is a famous, tragic story often linked to the broader Southern Lawson history. To trace your specific...
Now, Charlie Lawson is a descendant of this bunch of people who on Christmas he takes his family into town to buy Christmas presents and all the stuff. And he has a portrait made of him and all of his children, his wife. He comes home and he sends his son someplace. He sends his son somewhere. And when his son returns, he had already took out everyone in his family. And he was no longer there either. Right? It was a very tragic story. Very tragic. Some people were whispering that he had, he had got his own daughter with child, and that's why he did that to the whole family. They said he had gotten a earlier head injury that, may have been reason behind it. Nobody knows. Nobody truly knows, the real reason behind, this particular man's motive for what he done. Nobody knows. It's a very tragic story. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to upload it on Facebook. It is really tragic. I wouldn't want to play it out here, but I am going to upload it on Facebook for everybody who, if you're interested, you can listen to it. I'm going to upload the video of it and let, if you want to see it, you want to, to hear the real story, you'll find it there. But it was a super tragedy and beautiful family. I've got pictures. You'll be seeing pictures here in a minute. You'll be seeing pictures of the family, and and where everything happened and so forth and so on. But, you know, apples don't fall far from the trees, right? Apples don't fall far from the trees. You know, I used to think that was BS, but, you know, I'm starting to believe otherwise.
Family line. Focus on these early county records: Hawkins, Campbell, Morgan, Blount, and look for census, probate, and land records, often found via family search or local historical societies, and consider DNA testing to link to major family lines like those of William or Randolph Lawson.
There you go. This is Charlie right there. That's Charlie next to his wife and baby. This is his oldest daughter on the other side of him. That is his son. And then he has 2 daughters and 2 sons right there at the bottom. Very good looking children. Very beautiful kids. Quite a shame, right? That someone could do such evilness to their own people. You think you know somebody, right? That woman probably thought she knew her husband. She didn't know her husband at all. She had no idea. She had no idea. When she married him all the way up to the minute this happened, she had no idea of what kind of monster she had in her midst. Right? No idea at all. And this right here is the land. Is the land where, you know, it all took place. I don't think I'd want to live on a piece of land that such a tragedy went down on, right? Here's the home. Here's the home. You know, and for the time, for that particular time, that was a pretty nice home. This is pretty nice for, you know, for the time that, you know, because it would, you know, it would have been all new then. It would have been all new then. And these places were built to last. They were built to last. But I guess, you know, they didn't need it to last with that guy in the house, right? They didn't need it to last. You got a monster in the house. If you have a monster in the house, nothing's going to last. Right? Other than right here. You know, and this ain't going to last either. This right here ain't going to last. When the Lord comes, all of this is going to be gone. It's going to all be gone. It's going to all be gone. The people, you know, the people in there is going to be raised up. They're going to be judged. They're going to be judged according to the works on this earth. They're going to be judged. What's the mother turning a blind eye? Was that mother turning a blind eye? Was she turning a blind eye to this monster? Could she have done something to save her family and didn't? Did she really not know? Did she really not see, you know, see what was coming? We don't know, but God does. God knows all. God knows all. And these people, you know, these people will be judged accordingly. They'll be judged accordingly to their works upon this earth. It's how it, you know, it's how it is. It's how it is. So, God be with us. God be with us, you guys. Hey, Angel from heaven. Good to see you, girlfriend. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot. I agree, Foster. Absolutely. You know, yeah, there's some, you know, I don't like to believe in haunted sites, but you know, you can't, you know. I can't deny them. I can't deny them. I've seen too much shit in this world to deny, to deny haunted ass places. I've personally seen some. I personally have seen it. And, and I still don't believe it. That stuff you see, you don't believe, right? I went, I don't know if I ever told you guys that I had visited up at this lady. I was a kid. I was just a kid, not a very old kid either. I don't even know. This lady, she moves into this home, and it's a freaky house too. It's a freaky house. She moves into this home, and she asked my mom, she was like real talkative, like, like a real socialite, right? Flopping around everywhere, and just, like she didn't know no strangers, and she talked to everybody, and yeah, do tell, because that's how it was, right? Everybody do tell. And she moved into this home, and she asked my mother, if I could help her, move some stuff around. And my mom's like, sure, she can help you. I don't know. I was probably 8, 9 years old, somewhere in that area, 8, 9 years old. But my mom, let me go help her. And we went into the home, right? And when we walked in, there's this man sitting, he's sitting in a chair. And she takes me through that room. I didn't pay no attention to the man because she didn't pay no attention to the man. So we go on through, and there's a big bunch of, boxes in this other room with a bunch of stuff in them. And she was wanting me to, unwrap it and hand it to her, and keep doing that. Just keep doing that, unwrapping and handing to her. And as I was unwrapping and handing her the stuff, I looked up at the top of this, staircase. It had like a railing up there. I looked up there, and I see these two men staring out at us. They're up there looking at us. But they're back in the hallway looking out. And I could see them, and I asked her, I said, why are those, I said, who are those two men up there staring at us? Because I thought it was her family, she knew them. And she said, two men. I said, yeah, up there looking at us. Right? And at that time, they scooted back, as I was telling her about them, they scooted back. And she looks up there. I don't know if she could see them or not. I could still see them, even though they were scooted back. I could still see them. I just assumed she saw them too. I think she did, because she got scared. And she tells me, I got some more stuff, some more stuff. And she takes me back through the room, where the fat guy was sitting. Only when we go back into that room, it don't look like it did when we came in the front door. It's different. And there's no chair. Where there was a chair, there is no chair. There's no fat guy. There's no chair. The whole room looked different. And that scared me, right? That scared me. Where did the chair go? Where did this fat guy go? Where did everything go? So anyway, she takes me out the door, right? And we go back to my mother's house. And she talks to my mom, privately. She wants to talk to my mom. And anyway, she's hanging around, and till my dad gets home. And then my dad and some of my brothers and them, some of the men in the area, they go over there and go in, check everywhere, I guess, and I won't, I didn't ever want to go back. I didn't ever want to go back to that house. Period. I didn't want to go back. But my dad took me back, over, because this woman wanted to give me, I guess, some money or something. I didn't want it, but she wanted to pay me for the help. And my dad took me over, and I told her I don't want it, that I really didn't get the help. We didn't do much, I think we got like one box emptied out, and I didn't want nothing for helping her anyway. But, I told her what happened to the chair, and why does this room look different? When we came in, it was one way, and when you take me out, it changed. What happened to the big chair? I didn't know what was going on. And my dad, is listening to all of this stuff, and the men, and all the things. Anyhow, this woman, this socialite woman, within a few months, she became a recluse. And she wasn't talking to nobody. She wasn't having anything to do with nobody. She got real creepy and started peeking out the window. And it got pretty scary, to be honest with you. And then one day, even though she had a vehicle and a house full of furniture and all these things, one day she came out. She got into a taxi cab and left, and didn't ever come back. Didn't ever return. For her car, for none of her stuff. It was, it was really super weird. What this lady had done. And nobody knows where she went to this day. Like, nobody ever knew where she went to. That was a real creepy house that she moved into. And later there was a guy that had moved in there, and he was real cute. He was a good looking guy, had moved in there. And he was the same way, like, talk to everybody and real social, and in the community for a while. And then he became weird like that and started peeking out and so forth. And before you know it, he was gone. Yeah, I don't know how he left. I don't know if he packed it up. I don't know, I don't know how he left. Nobody saw it, but we know he disappeared. And this place was, empty once again, right? It's empty once again. And that house was quite, the talk of the community, for sure. It was super, super weird place. But, I firsthand seen these men. I seen all of them. And I think she saw the two up the staircase. Because why would she take people in there to check if she didn't see them, right? But I think she did. And I don't, for all I know, I don't know how the chair and stuff disappeared. I don't know how that room, got changed around. because it didn't even look like the same furniture, to be honest with you. When we came back through, there's no chair. The whole damn room looked different. It looked different. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if these were people she had in the house. I have no idea. I think that, that they died. I think we were seeing ghosts. What people call ghosts. But that was one of the things I witnessed myself. I seen it. And I've witnessed quite a lot of other things, a lot of other weird stuff, creepy, really creepy, weird stuff as well. Especially with that particular house. I witnessed a lot of creepy stuff that went on there. And a lot of people don't believe it. I feel that I feel that you sound cray cray, right? You sound cray cray when you say stuff like that, because it's hard for you to believe, right? Even though you were there, even though you've seen it, it's like, it's still, I mean, I can understand why no one would want to believe it, because I don't want to believe it myself, right? I don't want to believe it either. But, that's how ghost stories are, right? Kind of like the guy that, he's coming down the road and there's this real beautiful girl and, she's walking, and as he's approaching, she turns around and, she is hitchhiking. She puts out her finger, right? Her thumb to hitchhike. And he picks her up and she asks us if, and it's cold. It's cold out. And he gives her his, his jacket to keep warm. When she got in the car, he gave her the jacket to keep warm. And he takes her home, drops her off. She gets out of the vehicle, and goes up into this house. And he drives off. And the next day he realizes he didn't get his jacket back, right? This is supposed to be a true story. He didn't get his jacket back. Well, supposedly he goes back to this house where he dropped her off and goes up and knocks on the door. And he asks for her by name because she told him her name. And her mother turns white, right? She turns white. She, white as a sheep. And she's like, that's my daughter's name, but she passed away, a long time ago. And he's like, what? And he's like, no, it must be somebody else because I dropped her off here and she had my jacket. The mother told him, no, sir, and it's a pretty expensive jacket. So he's, so the mother told him, said, you know what, you follow me, and I'll show you my daughter, she's just buried down the road. So follow me. So she takes him down there, right, where her daughter is buried. And they get out and they go, go where the grave's at. And guess what's on the tombstone? His jacket. His jacket is hanging on the daughter's tombstone. And how weird is that? I mean, yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard that story. Because I know I've heard it repeatedly, many, many times. I've heard people tell that particular story. And it's hard to believe. But supposedly, it's a true story about, the guy picking this ghost up, right? And taking it for a ride. I don't know. And supposedly, I don't know where it's at, But supposedly there's this one cemetery. And if you go there and visit, there's been many people go there. Not to visit, you know. They go there to visit people they know. You know, like Memorial Day. You know, you put the flowers on the graves and stuff. People go to the cemetery, you know, to see their loved ones or people they know and put flowers. Well, they say if you go there and I guess your loved one's in a certain area, that when you get back in your car, be careful. Because when you get back in your car, there's just one ghost in that certain area that gets in the back seat, that will get in the back seat of the car. And when these people get in and sit down, they look in the mirror and there's the person sitting in the back seat of their vehicle. Right? And they have a hard time getting them out. Right? They have a hard time getting them out of the vehicle. So, yeah. How would you like that? How would you like a ghost get in your back, you know, the back seat of your vehicle, and you know they're sitting back there staring at you? That'd be pretty messed up, wouldn't it? That you look in your mirror and see that. I actually bought a vehicle. I actually bought a vehicle that from someone and was selling it because it belonged to their deceased loved one. Their deceased loved one owned this vehicle and they sold it. And I happened to need a vehicle, so I buy it. And I'm telling you, this vehicle was super weird. It was super weird. Like you could change, you know, you could change the music on it, you know, like a radio station, or you could put in you know, put in your DVD or whatever, you know, your music in there. And anyway, what happened when you put your disc in, it would come out, and then all of a sudden this certain channel would be on there. Or if you had it on a certain radio station, it would just change itself back to this one. And it would freak me out. I mean, I thought something's wrong with the radio, right? I was just like, I'm writing it off as, hey, it's just something wrong with that radio. And, but after I had a few people in the vehicle, you know, and it happened, they're like, you need to get that thing checked out, you know. And I'm like, nah, it's just messed up. And, you know, I don't want to spend no more money, right? I don't want to spend no more money on this thing. And they're like, well, I just like to know. I'd like to have somebody look at it, you know. I just want to know why it does this, you know. They were getting all curious. I ended up getting rid of the whole car, right? I ended up getting rid of the whole thing because one night it did that, right? And there was nobody in the car but me and one of my children. And it was nighttime, right? It's nighttime. And we were, you know, heading back home. It's late, it's night. We're heading home and it does this. And my child, you know, I was like, oh my goodness, you know. And my child says, yeah, that's freaky, but what if you look in the mirror and you see the person in the back seat staring at you? I'm like, what? What? Why did you even have to say that? Why did you even have to say something like this? Now I'm freaked out. All the way home, I'm freaked the fuck out. I don't even want to look in the rearview mirror. I'm using my side mirror so I don't have to. You know, I don't even want to know if there's something in the back seat. And when we got back, when we got home, all I wanted to do was, get the heck out. Don't even look in the back seat. Just get out. Just keep looking forward, right? And I'm like, shit, I can't even drive this vehicle at night anymore. So I got to get rid of it. Right? I had to get rid of it. That was a scary vehicle, to say the least. But I'm sure everybody's got a ghost story. Lovely London, are you talking about Tim? Are you the mediator manager? Are you talking about Tim Mullins? Is that who you're talking about? Oh yeah, see, I heard about that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I heard about that battlefield. Mm-hmm. They say some real stuff being seen up there. Wow. Oh, girl, I'm gonna tell you what. I love ghost stories. I do. I love ghost stories. Um, you guys got to share. You got a ghost story. You got to share it with PG. You got to straight up send it to me. Send that ghost story to me. I love hearing about ghost stories. I'm going to tell you somewhere else that weird stuff happens is in hospitals. Have you ever had some weird shit happen to you in a hospital? I've had some super weird stuff happen in hospitals. Like, hospitals are freaky. They're like freaky. Um, yeah. Weird, but don't give them your energy. About an elementary school in my neighborhood. It's very old, and the land goes to the railroad station. Oh, then something. Oh, wow. Whoa. That is freaky. That would be scary. Whoa, you got something that takes things from you? Like steals stuff from you? Like, do you get it back? Does it bring it back, or does it just take it for keeps? He said, seriously though, I have something that takes things from me. My kids think I'm crazy. Does it give it back? I mean, does it show back up, or does it just disappear and stay disappeared? Oh, yeah. You know, I see a lot. The hospitals ask you to turn your cell phones off, and please don't be messing with your cell phones. And you see those people in there just, they don't listen. They don't listen. And if you really, it's like ambulance. It's like an ambulance. These people don't pull to the side of the road. You ever see an ambulance coming and you pull to the side of the road out of respect for the person that's needing the help? I mean, if you was needing help, wouldn't you hope that people pull aside so it can get there to you soon? But I see so many people, they won't pull to the side, right? They just don't pull to the side. It's so damn disrespectful, you know. And if that's your loved one, if that was your loved one, you'd want everybody to get out of the damn way. Well, have the same respect for their loved ones, and maybe your loved one, and make it, too. I mean, you're only going to get the respect you give. If God's measuring it up and He's pouring it back upon us, then you're going to get the respect you give. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that. Right? Your ghost has a sense of humor. I heard that. Oh, wow. For keeps, don't give it back. Whoa. Whoa, I don't know about that. That's not good. Oh, I've heard that. I'm going to tell you something. Um, yeah, I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen some things that you guys wouldn't even believe. I've seen some real scary stuff. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There's some freaky stuff that goes on in this world that can't be explained. It's unexplanatory, right? It's definitely unexplanatory. But I sure would not want you couldn't that house, this land where these kids lived. Oh, no way, man. Look at this. Look at this. No way. Nope. I would not at all. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine being in a bathtub in a house where this kind of stuff happened? Could you imagine that? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Like, no way. All right. You would be too vulnerable. Right? That's a little too vulnerable. To be in a bathtub in a haunted place like that, hell no. No way. Not in a million years. Right? Exactly. See, I don't, if I think I would want to look at that house from out on the road, right? I just want to look at it from out on the road. I probably wouldn't even want to be on the road, but if I was, I ain't going no further. That's true. I have to agree with you there. Hey, I love you too, Carrie. You know it. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I can use all the hugs and prayers I can get, girl. And many hugs and prayers for you and yours as well. God bless you. All right, you guys. PG's going to head out of here. I just thought that you guys would, like to hear that particular story. I seen Brooks talking a little bit about it, and I didn't know if it was true or not, and decided to check into it myself. And by God, it is. It's true, honey. And as I said, we're going to post the whole story on Facebook, of a short video of the of all of it, and for you guys to see. So I didn't want to, it's too graphic. It's too graphic. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it that kind, stuff. But you'll find it there. But PG's going to get out of here, but not before I ask you. Please keep those prayers going up for Summer, Moon, Utah, Wells. Please, please pray for this little girl. She can use all the prayers she can get. And God knows, you know, He's answering. I know He's answering. I know God is answering. You know, little by little, He's bringing it to the light. And I think that's because that's the only way we're going to be able to handle it. I think that, you know, Summer's story is so horrible, so graphic that we couldn't handle it all at once. I think God, you know, God knows that. And I kind of know it myself. And I think that, you know, He's doing what's best for us. You know, best for Summer, best for her brothers, best for us. He's doing what's best for everybody right now by bringing it out little by little. But I truly believe that God's going to, what's done in the dark shall be pulled to the light. And I truly believe it will be pulled to the light. And we'll know everything soon enough. And in my opinion, Don, Candus, and Candus, I truly believe they're going to jail. I believe they're going to jail. That's my opinion. And just being America, we're allowed to have it, right? We're allowed to have it. So that's what I truly believe. And I believe a lot of other people. I believe other people's going to prison too. They're going to go to jail. A lot of people going to jail when it comes to Summer's case. That's just my opinion. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But it's coming to light. It's definitely coming to light. And hopefully we'll be back here tomorrow night, God willing. We'll be back tomorrow night and cover some other things that, you know, that desperately need to be covered and need to be told, right? We have a right to know everything when it comes to Summer because we love her and we're the voice for the voiceless, and she has no voice right now. And she has every right to have her story told in this world. No matter how tragic it is, she has a right for the truth to be told when it comes to what happened to her. And she has a right to be found and put to rest peacefully the way she should have been a long time ago. And her brothers, they have a right. They have a right to know what happened. They have a right to the closure. And so do we. We all have a right. Our tax dollars, it's our tax dollars that paid for everything that's been done for Summer so far. Our tax dollars pays everything. Right? And we have a right to know what happened to this child. We have a right to know who the evil people was that did it. And we have a right to want them in prison away from our society so everyone else could be safe. We have that right. Right? How can you pursue happiness when you've got evil people like that running around in your world? You can't. So law enforcement needs to be doing what it takes to find this child, right? Absolutely. Keep the prayers going up, because I know from our lips to God's ears, He is definitely hearing us. And I know at some point God is going to completely answer. He's going to completely answer our prayers and let Summer be found. He's going to let someone, somehow, some way, find this little girl. And when He does, I got a feeling that Mommy, Daddy, and Granny are all going to get a new pair of bracelets. They ain't getting one. They're going to get two. Hopefully for Christmas. Hopefully for Christmas this year. That's what I pray. Hopefully for Christmas. I hear they got something. I'm checking into it. I ain't going to bring something that I don't know for sure. I'm looking into it. I'll give you the yay or nay. As soon as I find out. But I'm just hearing, they got something. We'll find out how true it is. All right, you guys, keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for all these missing babies. Michael Vaughn, Sebastian Rogers, Jack and Lily, Emmanuel, and many, many more. Many more. You know, so many more. Keep those prayers going up. These children need our prayers. So bow your head, fold your hands, let God know how much you love these kids, how much you advocate for them, how much you just want them found, brought home, justice served upon their behalves. God listens. Jesus loves us. God loves us. And Jesus said, when you pray, know that you've already got it. Whatever you're praying for, know that it's already there. Make sure when you pray for these kids, you know that prayer's done been answered. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. God bless. Much love. Good night, everybody.